This third video just takes us through page 3 of the converting units lesson. This page basically has a few more examples of things, somewhat more challenging at times, including the word problem at the bottom. Again, because they're examples of things we've done, try pausing it, see if you can do it yourself. If not, watch the video, go back, see where you ran into problems if you did, or that you actually know what you're doing at this point. Okay, letter C here. We know 25 liters is going to go with a certain number of gallons. That's what we want to find out. From our table, we know that 1 liter matches with 0.21997 gallons. Cross multiplying, this is a nice one because 1 times x is just x, and 25 times the decimal, 0.21997, comes out to 5.50 gallons. A nice one, quick one-stepper. Letter D. Letter D is an interesting one because we want to convert feet to centimeters. But if I look back at that chart, I don't have a conversion for feet to centimeters. So I need to find some other conversion I can make first with things that I know. One thing that I do know is about feet and inches. I know that feet and inches are both imperial units, so I can convert 3.6 feet knowing that 1 foot is 12 inches. Now you don't have to show it this way, the cross multiplying way. If you know 1 foot is 12 inches, you can simply multiply 12 by 3.6, and it'll tell you that you have 43.2 inches. That is one of the conversions we have on our sheet. We know a conversion between inches and centimeters. So if I take what I know and what I want to find, and I make that equal to the ratio from the chart, 0.3937 inches for every 1 centimeter, I have a problem that I can solve. We're doing a cross multiplying here, so 0.3937x and 43.2. Move this down a little bit. We don't have our answer yet because we don't have x by itself, so we need to do the dividing out part. And you have 0.3937 and 0.3937, and x comes out to 109.73 centimeters. So if you come across a ratio that you don't have a conversion factor for, you may have to do an intermediate step where you convert one unit to another unit first to be able to use your conversion factor. For example, this last one here, okay, kilometers and yards. We don't have that on our table, but we know there's a ratio between kilometers and meters, and we have meters and yards. So this sort of combines everything we've done for the entire day so far. Kilometers to meters. Well, that's like using that step pattern we did at the very beginning of class today. That's 3 steps down, or multiplying by 1,000. So 2350 times 1,000 will give us 2,350,000 meters. Okay. I know there's a conversion factor between meters and yards. So if I want to take my meters that I have, meters, and I want to turn that into yards, I know that 1 meter matches with 1.0936 yards. And if I cross multiply this nicely, 1 times x is x, and the other side I get 2,569,960 yards. So again, an intermediate step in the middle there because I didn't have a conversion between kilometers and yards, but I knew I can convert kilometers to meters. The last example, sort of an in-depth kind of word problem here. And we have a whole bunch of bottles of wine, 500 dozen, each with a capacity of 750 milliliters. And we have to fill those from a vat, if you will, of our tanks that each have 264.2 gallons in them. We want to know how many tanks are going to be necessary. So basically I need to know how much wine I'm going to need to fill my 500 dozen bottles, each of which has a capacity of 750. So let's break this into stages. Let's figure out how many bottles we need to fill first of all. That's sort of a common sense idea. And you have dozen is 12, and there are 500 dozen of those. So I have a total of 6,000 bottles to fill. How much wine will that be? Well, in terms of milliliters, each bottle, of which there's 6,000, has 750 milliliters. which gives me 4,500,000 milliliters of wine that I need. Looking ahead, I'm thinking about, okay, I need to know how many gallons that is. I don't really have a conversion between gallons and milliliters, but I do have one between liters and milliliters. So if I can turn my milliliters to liters using our first initial idea, I'm going to be dividing from a small unit to a big unit, in particular dividing by 1,000, 3 steps up. I will end up with 4,500,000 divided by my 1,000 per of 4,500 liters. That's how much wine I need to have to fill up these bottles. Unfortunately, in the tanks, we don't have liters of wine, we have gallons of wine. So to make it easier, I got to convert my gallons into liters. So I'm going to take my 246.2 gallons. I want to know how many liters that is. My conversion factor, 0.21997, and that's 1 liter. It allows me to cross multiply, so 0.21997x to 64.2. And we're going to divide out the 0.21997 part, because I want to know what 1 is. And I end up with a tank holding, no typo there, a tank holding 1,201.07 liters. Okay, so we have bottles, we need 4,500 liters. Each tank holds 1,200 liters. So obviously we need more than one tank. To figure out the number of tanks, we can take the amount of wine that we need, that 4,500, and divide it by how much each one holds. And we'll end up with approximately 3.75 tanks. And that takes us to the end of converting units. At this point, you're probably going to want to try the homework. There's a sheet today that you can try. It has a bunch of simple ones and then a couple of little word problems. The homework solutions are also available, so you can go back and check each line of your solution if you need to, or just the final answers. And if you've tried that, you might want to go online and try the quiz at the end. You can take it more than once to see where you're at, if you can actually do this without having to look at the answers, or if you need a little more practice. And then move on to lesson two.